Welcome to Through the Looking Glass. While here in Wonderland, we're going to discuss topics and share stories to help clear up the distorted views of relationships. We provide a safe place for balanced and honest conversation. While each episode can help all who listen, the focus will be on the community of color. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the conversation.
Coming from where I'm sitting now, I'm not doing no more wifey shit. All right? You're getting the bare minimum. You're getting the bare minimum. And that's good enough. All right? And then you can unlock the rest. How exciting. You don't get to just have your cake and eat it too. You don't get to just have me do wifey things for you and not actually wife me up. Like, no, I'm not doing any more wife shit for anybody that's not ready to upgrade their subscription. Like, that's the way that it is. You either pay extra or you get the basic service.
3, 2, 1.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Through the Looking Glass. This is episode 7, and I know y'all not familiar with my voice. And
Why wouldn't they be? You talking every freaking episode.
I talk all the time, but with the intro. So let's leave it alone. Like,
okay.
We're gonna get this started off, and we're gonna go into it.
No, we're not.
For this episode 7, yes, we are.
We're gonna talk about our mental health.
Mental health check.
Yeah. So we're gonna check in with everyone, see how everyone's doing.
We're a disaster.
Whatever.
We're a disaster.
Just roll with the punches. Let's check in. So let's check in with everybody. All right, let's start off with Keisha. How's your week been?
Oh, hello everybody. My week has been going really good. I'm happy it's almost the weekend. So that's all I got for this week. Had a little surprise come through earlier this week, but it was all good.
A little surprise come through. All right. Who there?
Care to share?
I mean, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Let me stop.
Oh, man, she's vibing there.
No.
Chris, how your week been, Chris? How your week been?
Oh man, no, my week's been pretty busy. I mean, it's 24 hours in a day, and I feel like I've been using up 25 of them the past few days. So I'm just been ripping and running.
Okay, that's cool.
But I'm still
slowing down though. The weekend come, you slowing down, right?
No, I can't slow down.
Gotta keep moving.
Can't slow down. Cause like you know how like you have things coming into place, and it's like once you get that momentum going, you got to just keep going because you don't want to let up and lose any of that momentum. So you just got to keep chugging ahead. So that's what it is. So yeah, keep
stoking the fire.
Yeah,
that's up. Chef, how your week been?
I'm tired.
Mm-hmm.
I'm tired, but
It's all right. Mine's been. Oh, you good? That's all you got.
Yeah.
Okay.
He just straight cut me off. He's like, I don't care.
Yeah.
But I don't care. Okay.
I did not say that.
Go ahead, Markis. Go ahead.
No,
I know how you feel
good.
about me. I know. Go ahead. Go on.
My week has been straight. I'm good. Another week in the books, and we'll keep going. But we about to get into this. We got a clip. About to set this clip up for you. So So I picked this. Well, this was sent to me, and I agreed to do it. Basically, it was talking about how you're dating, but you're not gonna put everything into it. As far as like starting off with a relationship, not giving everything at first, but giving it bits and pieces, and gradually working into a full relationship. So I think this clip kind of explains that way, and just we're gonna go from there.
We are, and
yeah. So Keisha, what you think about that clip?
I agree. I think it should be different package deals. Now, I mean, just like with Netflix, you can get the package where I think only one person can subscribe with you. You can't share it around too many times, or you could pay a little extra for a little premium. And I think that in dating we should do that, because I've just noticed sometimes with men, they roll out the red carpet and give you a little premium in the beginning, and then they fall back. So,
You agree with that?
Yeah.
Chris, what's your opinion? What do you think about the clip?
It makes sense, but I can understand, like, off the bat, like off the rip, not wanting to give someone your all, because you shouldn't. But at the time, it should gradually get to that, because then, like, if you're gonna say, basically you're saying, well, she was saying she's gonna hold back. So it's like, as if I was someone who was pursuing her and she's holding back, I don't really know what I'm getting. And sometimes I think when people do that, what happens is they've been holding back, and now you get all of it. And then it's like, hey, you changed, or you weren't like that before. But I can totally understand it, because it's like, I mean, what the old school saying is, why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free? But you have to know, you just give people a little bit at a time. But I mean, it makes sense, but you have to, you have to be able to give a little bit at a time. Just don't say give them, just give them a taste. Just give them a taste.
Spoon feed.
Yeah, just a little appetizer before they get the whole entree.
What do you think, Michelle? What do you think?
I mean, I agree with that 110%. And I mean, I try to build every relationship, not just an intimate partner relationship, but every relationship I feel should be built that way, because you need to know how somebody is gonna handle you. Like, I'm not gonna give you me at 100% to everybody. First of all, everybody doesn't deserve me at 100%. Everybody can't handle me at 100%. Everybody doesn't deserve to experience, because I'm an experience, who I am at 100%. And it's like, and not in some freaking cocky, arrogant way, if my brother's listening, but in a way of, not everybody deserves access to your story. Not That's everybody true. Deserves access to your energy. Some people can use that stuff against you, right?
Oh yeah.
So I feel it's freaking irresponsible if you go into a relationship and say, this is all of me and I'm gonna do this is all I'm doing from the jump, because whatever happens to you, you kind of deserve it, in my opinion, because you aren't treating your own energy, your own self with respect by thinking everybody else is going to treat you the same way. You can't expect everybody to be you. So just because I treat you a certain way, just because I'm being thoughtful or I'm being aware of what your feelings are and everything else, doesn't mean somebody else is going to do that to you. So I really feel it's a trust building aspect. If I do everything I do for you on day one that I would do for you on year 2, that doesn't make sense to me.
But when someone does that and gives you everything 100% on that, you feel that 100% is on day one, what is
that's
that, like
a
red flag? Is that considered a red flag? You think that's a red flag? If that's,
yeah, I wouldn't say a red flag. It can be overwhelming. It can be overwhelming, because it's like, oh man, like, I just met you, and you like want to do this or willing to do that. I appreciate it, but then I'm like, man, hold on,
because you do it for everybody, right?
Yeah,
right. It's like, okay, you've done it for everybody.
Or sometimes people who do a lot like that in the beginning of relationships are hurting from somebody else. So sometimes when they're in their healing process, they begin to do way too much when they meet the next person. That's also a sign of somebody who's still healing.
Yeah, I can see that as well.
So what? I can see that too. Somebody still healing, and someone, just being hurt in that situation. And like you said, it could be like what Chris was saying, being too eager, jumping in there too fast. I mean, hold back. You want to do all this now? I can't, I can't hold up now. Slow it down a little bit. Let's build it up. Build up the relationship. And I think what Michelle was saying, you got to learn to build that trust first too. In that aspect. So, like, as we all agree that it could be a red flag, but as Keisha said too, someone is not healed.
That's
not
also a red flag,
healed.
though. That's also a red flag.
Because they want you to choose them. It's like, okay, well, if I can prove that I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and this and that and that, okay, I'm gonna make them happy. Let me show you, let me prove you, so I can pull you in. Choose me, love me, accept me, quick.
Give it to me.
Yeah.
What are we talking about, Markis? Really?
Yeah, but also I would say if someone is receiving all of this, I can look at it this way, like, okay, I'm receiving your 100%, and it's like, okay, why would I then do more? Because, like, hey, you've given me everything right here, and why am I going to do more?
Right.
So if someone gave you all that in the beginning, you said, you wouldn't do nothing else. That would be it.
I mean, it all depends on the circumstances, like where I'm at, the individual person, like how much am I feeling them? Because if it's somebody that I'm really feeling like that, then yeah, I'm basically like, okay, all right, cool. She's giving me this. Let me step my game up and like match her energy. But if it's somebody that I'm she's just something cool to just kick it with, then it's like, I'm gonna just, hey, whatever.
I have never met somebody that I felt that hard on the day one that I want all of them. Like, dude, stop calling me so much. That's a freaking turn off. Like, I don't care what you look like. I don't care how well you speak. Like, on day one, on week one, maybe even month one. Like,
what if it was Idris?
Wait a minute. You don't care about how they speak?
I do.
Oh.
I do. Look, Keisha. Listen, Linda. Look, we're going to talk about that later. I have a problem. I cannot speak. The way somebody sounds is very important. I'm a communicator. I like to talk with the right people. And if I don't like your voice, I can't be on the phone with you or having conversations with you for hours at a time, because I would just be focused on how I can't stand your voice. But Keisha thinks that's not a good thing.
So is that superficial, Keisha?
No, that is very superficial.
I see where Michelle's coming from.
Right. Listen, I've had some smooth talking, deep voice, and they was full of crap. Love me right, baby. I get used to your voice.
I can't do it.
Wow. Love me right. Do it. I'll get used to your voice. As long as you don't sound like Tweety Bird or something.
That's still a designator. So if he loves you right, but talks like this, you can't do it.
But you know what I'm talking about, Michelle. Anyway, let's move on.
Hold on. I want to go back. What's this voice thing?
I like voices.
If it's annoying, Chris, you probably won't listen to it.
Oh no,
I will not.
That's what I'm saying. But if it's all right and you can hear it, and it's kind of smooth or whatever, you know what I'm saying, it might work.
You'll never hear anybody on this podcast with an annoying voice. I've had people come to me and ask me to be on it, and if I don't like their voice, they don't make it on the podcast. Like, I'm being 100% honest. If you've made it, and anybody listening, if you made it onto this podcast, you got a nice voice.
She likes your voice.
I like your voice. I'm just saying. But back to what we were saying,
what we were talking about. Okay, we talking about net. Well, Keisha made a point. She said Netflix, like buying the subscription or whatever. But if you're looking from a female point of view, how does that look when you starting off in that relationship, and what does gradual look like? Like, well, what is slow mo? What gives you the red? What gives you the green light to move further? In that relationship.
Good conversation, definitely. In-depth conversation.
Voices. Okay.
Maybe not just voices, but just in-depth conversation. You can sound good and it ain't talking about nothing, but in-depth conversations. Not overdoing, like, you don't have to call me every hour. But if you want to call me, maybe you call early that day or that afternoon and do a couple of texts, that's fine. Mm-hmm. But just not every hour, or every hour, send me a picture. Can you send me a picture? Can you send me a picture? Can you send me a picture? I mean,
who wants that? Okay. All right.
Yeah, these fellas, man, stop doing that, man.
Please, and thank you.
If a woman wants to send you a picture, she's gonna send you a picture. If you have to ask, she probably don't want to send it to you. So don't, fellas. This is coming from me.
Listen to Chris.
Don't ask. Whoa, wow, you actually.
Oh no, because that's serious.
But yeah, listen to what he's saying. But for real though, man, like, man, dudes is weird, man. Like, I be hearing some of these stories and I don't want to get off tangent, but man, yeah, go. Like, y'all got to do better, man.
Let me get that picture.
Yeah.
It makes me wonder what you doing?
What are you doing with all these
pictures? What's you doing with that picture?
Are you fantasizing or what? I don't know.
I know, but Keisha, I like you saying, like, no, we're not.
Hold on, you said we. So are you in that collective?
What with
that we? Pictures? You said no, we're not fantasizing.
Go ahead. Pictures. I mean, what you want to know?
I don't want to know pictures. I don't want
Markis, man. Nothing. Markis, come on, man. Dude, don't tell me y'all here asking for pictures, man.
I don't ask for them. I receive them.
There we go. Okay, my man. My man.
I mean.
But what Keisha's saying, like, you know, intellectual conversation, stimulating conversation, you know, as far as like, don't call all the time. You know, don't be a bugaboo or whatever. But what motivates you to move to the next step with this person or whoever you're in this relationship with? What, because you talk about upgrades, you moving on into the further on the relationship where, you know, at first you talking at first, but now y'all on a date and doing this, and like as far as like give them more of you. What gives you that green light to give them more of you? What is that? What did that look like? Michelle, you can jump into on that.
The more they give me of them, I'm gonna give them more of me. You know, beyond just a conversation, if they make time to say, okay, let's meet up Starbucks or go out on a date or whatever, you know, that's fine. Let's do that. But I guess the more the guy gives me of himself, the more I will give of myself.
Kind of tit for tat.
And that's something I had to. No, I had to learn that. This is learning through trial and error with dating.
Mm-hmm.
I've learned, you know, I had to learn how to date. I've learned how to date before marriage, after divorce, learning how to date after that. I mean, things have changed. So, and I would say too, to take in consideration too, a woman or a man that's been married before, which all of us on here have. So, you know, once you had, once you've had that connection, it's that desire to have a strong connection, you know, with somebody else again. Not everybody want to get married a second time, but if you are, you know, the type of person out there who want to get married second, third, whatever time, you're desiring that. So for once you get past your healing and you're back out there dating, many times you're coming with, I know what I want. You know what I'm saying? So when folks come through and they're not giving you that, goes back to another episode. You don't want your time waste, which we're not going to revisit. But so to answer your question, as that person is giving you more of themselves, then yeah, I think it's okay. Which can be scary because now you got to be vulnerable. You got to let your walls down. Got to let somebody in.
Chime in on that, Michelle.
For me, it's follow through and consistency. If you say you're gonna call me, call me.
Right.
If you don't be obsessed with your actions. Like, okay, you come on strong for 2-3 days and then you disappear. Then you circle back around. And then you're like, oh my God, can we do this? Let's do this. And blah, 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 blah. And then you're gone again. Like, I'm not doing that. And if I'm taking out time, and again, well, like what Keisha said on our other episode, if I'm taking out time to make time for you, respect that time. Because if I'm spending time with you, you matter. Right? Or if I'm giving some of my time to you, you matter. And I'm being knowledgeable and respectful of your time. Because if I'm interested in you, I'm going to follow through. If I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. If I say I'm calling you back, I'm going to call you back. Even if
Or if I can't call you back, I'll text you and say why. Or if you call me and I can't get to the phone or I'm doing something, I'm going to text you that I'm doing something and that's why I'm not answering. But I'm just not going to disappear. So my whole thing is follow through. My whole thing is consistency. Be a man of your word. And once I start to see that on a regular rotation, then I'll feel a little bit more safe. But it goes back to females in general. Men complain about, oh, masculine this and masculine that. We are not going to show you our femininity until we feel safe enough to do so. Because until then, you're a threat. Until then, you're a freaking threat. So that means if I can't trust you as I get to know you, the hell I'm going to show you who I am at my softest moment. Would I rather be in my soft era, soft Michelle? Absolutely. Have I found a man who allows me to be that way? People can spin a false narrative and you think that's the case. But at the end of the day, you females in general have to feel safe enough to expose it. Okay, I'm taking off all my armor and letting you see me at my softest. Who's going to do that when I still feel you're a threat? And I pick up threat when I feel inconsistency, when I see lying, when I see people not following through. Like, you're a threat to me. And that's kind of how I determine it. It's their action and how they're maneuvering. And they'll know because I'll start to get a little bit more softer, a little bit more vulnerable, a little bit more this, that, and the other. If I'm always at smart ass, superficial, high alert, you're not masculine enough for me. That's what it comes down to. All these dudes complaining about, oh, she's too masculine. No, my dude, you're too feminine. Because when I'm up against a masculine man, I fall back. Right. So all these dudes complaining about masculine women.
That's a turn on.
You're the feminine one. You're the feminine one.
Chris, talk.
So take that to the bank.
Chris, talk to me. How you feel about that?
See, I don't want the conversation to like go off of like what we were discussing, but I'm talking that's a good conversation that needs to have. The guys, it's like if she's not being feminine enough for you, that's on you to make her feel feminine. Like, and
where's my hand claps?
And just like Michelle said, like, far as the guy being a threat, and I know the first few times I had heard that, I'm like, damn, like, why? How am I a threat? But then, like, far as talking with the different women in my family, different women that I've kind of talked to, dated, and everything, and you just learn, like, man, it's just crazy out here. So women have to be on guard 24/7. Even around people who should be a safe haven for them. So, like, if the woman isn't being feminine, that's on you. Like, you aren't giving her a reason to be feminine.
Exactly.
That's true.
Because the ones who just are the ones who are just out there all willy-nilly being feminine, those are the ones who get hurt the most. And
it's a defense mechanism.
Yeah.
Masculinity is a defense mechanism. We don't want to be that. I know I don't. It's exhausting, and it's exhausting for us because we're not supposed to be in that energy all the time. So that's why we say we're exhausted. So again, like what Chris said, if you're with a female that you feel is too masculine, it's you, my guy. You're too feminine. Send all your hate email to Michelle at theLookingGlass.fans.
Turn that pump button down, dog.
Send all your hate email to Markis at
I was saying, because I mean, but it's true though. It's true. You know, how are you going to get somewhere with a female that's being masculine if she's still on guard? There's nowhere to go. It's like if you run into a brick wall. So in order to get her to let her guard down, you got to show her that you are trustworthy, that you are you do what you say, you keep your word, and you be consistent. I mean, because every time I hear the word consistency, it rings in my ear because I hear it a lot. through, from females. Even I've even heard it, it's been said to me, you need to be more consistent. You know what I'm saying? And follow through. But you know what I'm saying? But it's what us as men have to do in order to get that female to let their guard down. Not as a play, not playing around with it, being serious about this person and being serious about starting a relationship. Because there ain't no reason to go ahead and jump in there and try to do something just to get the draws or whatever you want to do. You need to be serious about what you're doing. And with your follow through game and whatever you know what I'm saying, as far as like being consistent with whatever you're doing, because how are you going to get them to let their guard down, take off that armor, build up that trust, anything like that, if we as men are acting like women,
untrustworthy.
You know what I'm saying? And untrustworthy and acting feminine. We can't do that.
I was about to say feminine.
But also too, men can take it as an indicator that you're messing up. If you're with a female who has been vulnerable with you, if you're with a female who has let her guard down, and all of a sudden you start to see her brick back up, you're doing something, my guy. You're doing something.
Right. Start self-checking.
But most guys aren't self-aware to like realize it until it's too late. And then she'd have flipped out on you when it's like, bruh,
or she
gave you multiple signs that you needed to tighten up. And now she didn't went ape shit. Now you like, oh, she didn't went crazy. Nah, bruh. Like,
and 9 times out of 10,
it's levels to it.
And 9 times out of 10, we got comfortable and that we not doing what we supposed to be doing, and we used to what's going on. And next thing you know, you sitting on the couch and she going out in a full body dress, looking sharp, and you don't know
wearing less and going out more.
She doing everything, you're not paying attention.
Well, she don't have a problem when you go out. Like, okay,
yeah,
okay, have fun.
Yeah. You heard that. But yeah, it's yeah, just in general, everybody, just on point. I mean, I agree with the clip. You can feel the energy that the young lady was saying in the clip, anyway, that she was just, I ain't giving you nothing. You know what I'm saying? If you want to get something, you got to give me something. And I don't think she was just talking about financial. She was talking about, if you give me you, I'm gonna give you me. You know what I'm saying? So you got to it's give and take. And I think on as far as like us as men, we have to lead in that area. And we got to give, sometimes we got to take the first step because we are natural leaders. So we have to take that step to do that. In my opinion. Anybody
question?
What's the question?
Never mind. No.
Go ahead.
No, I'm about to say, no, let me add. I will say the hardest women, and when I say hard, the ones that's like is like her saying, I'm not going to do this, not going to do that. Those are the ones, if you are able to gain their like trust and be able to like allow them to get the comfort to be feminine, those are the ones that's going to give you their all. They're going to tell you up front, yeah, I'm not doing this. But once they feel comfortable and you've made them feel comfortable, you've been consistent, you're following through with all of your commitments, those are the ones that's going to give you like, it's just like invaluable what they're going to give you.
I agree. I mean, because if you put in the effort and you get that wall down, you probably get the best version of her in that time. I say, what was your question, Michelle? You had a question?
Yeah, no, we're not doing that.
What's going on, Keisha?
Not much, homie.
No, Michelle, we need to get that question.
She don't give it.
Yeah, I need to find the most appropriate way to word it. So just circle back.
Circle back to it. Okay, let's circle back. Let's keep going.
So for men, what are reasons why men hold back? Like, let's say they're healed, they really like the woman, what are reasons they may hold back from, I don't know, just what would make a man hold back?
One, he's been vulnerable in the past, and for whatever reason it blew up in his face, or he may have gotten hurt, and it's like, hey, I don't want to feel that again. And I can talk from experience where I'm like, yo, nah, I ain't never gonna be down like that again. Ain't gonna happen.
I mean, I agree. Cause once you've been hurt, getting hurt by a female hurts.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Getting hurt by a dude hurts.
Yes.
What the hell kind of that's like dumb.
I think
no, and don't you dare say there's a getting hurt by a dude hurt.
No, look.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it's like failure. It's like when a female breaks up with a guy or something like that they really want to be with, or cherished or whatever the relationship things, and when that happens, it feels like, you know what I'm saying, it's just something like, because you put your all into it.
But did you? Because if that's the case, would there have been a breakup? Let's be honest. Let's have some self-reflection here. And let's not just sit here and focus on, when men get broken up with blah. You don't think y'all are terrorists for us? Get the hell out of here. Look, when I've gotten to the point where I'm like, okay, here I'm at 100%, and then you're like, what the hell? Who cares? Kick you off a bridge. That don't hurt. That don't hurt. I have shown you something that hardly no one else ever gets to see. Nobody.
Right.
When I say I'm walled up, I'm walled up. So when
then they circle back around. Chris,
the hell you mean?
They circle back around after they done got out there and done played with the.
I had some time to think about things.
Yeah, now they gotta come back around. Now they come back.
My heart was hurt.
I'm ready to come home.
My heart was hurt. Oh my God.
I'm ready to come home.
You should have kept your ass in the streets then.
For days.
Street life.
But sometimes you have to go out there.
We'll
to
stay out there.
Stay
out there.
That's
stay
right.
out there. Because what you're doing is disrupting somebody else's peace.
Sometimes
do you know how hard it is to heal after something like that?
Damn,
it is hard.
And then you circle back around?
And then you got
the same BS?
The watchers. They gone, but they ain't really gone. They still watching. Like an owl.
Like an owl. In the background.
Or a wolf.
Looking. What's the time on this? Can we wrap this up?
Yeah, hey. Oh, man. Wow.
So I mean, okay. In the background, circling around like a wolf. Saying this. Oh my God. How did we get here?
I think we started with when a man's heart is broken.
It is, man.
It's a failure. And
okay, so basically, so what I'm hearing is, who cares about the man being broke?
I'm not saying who cares, but don't freaking try to compare it. Like, you're making it sound like when we are hurt, it's so much bigger than. Get the hell out of here.
Nobody's saying that.
That's the energy it felt.
Nobody said one pain is greater than the other.
That's what it felt like.
We're just saying
it's longer. One pain is longer lasting than
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that either.
I would say that.
Nope. I don't agree with that either. I think that's an individual thing. I've healed from people much quicker, and then I can have a relationship with somebody else, and it takes years. It really depends on the individual, not.
Mm-hmm.
So one connection can be quicker than one another one.
And also how it ends. If it's a slow bleed, like it's coming,
you're
just waiting for somebody to pull the cord. I'm gonna rebound from that faster because I was already mentally prepping for it versus somebody just coming and snatching your chest open.
Plus, you was already checked out. It was slow. Yeah, that part. Okay. So.
Hold on, you said somebody coming snatching your soul?
No, I didn't say snatch. That
snatching your chest out. like
Oh,
Mortal
baby.
Kombat.
Oh, yeah, that part. Finish movie. So after getting your chest ripped out,
Yeah.
we put it back together.
No, sometimes they ain't. Sometimes it ain't no. It ain't coming. Ain't no coming back.
Ain't no coming back.
Ain't no coming back from that.
You're right. You're right.
Even if the person come back around, I mean, you can forgive. But you still remember, and
no,
it's like
we're not going on with this. Y'all know how I feel about that.
I know, but I mean, and then the biggest insult was to do it again. It's like,
but there's.
Let me stop. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, this has been a great conversation. I appreciate everybody's participation.
Okay, so question. Okay, back to my question then.
Okay, go ahead.
So, and we've just been very, very open about vulnerability, how to gain people's trust. But what about the people who are doing it for their ulterior motives? Like, okay, so I need to make her feel safe because I'm trying to get to an end game. I'm trying to get to an end result, right? How do you stay away from those people? Because you, like you said, you got some smooth talking people who can freaking sell. You got some people who can say what they need to say to get what they want, right? And so even if you are somebody who's like, okay, I'll feed them with the long stick and everything else, and until I get trust in them, and they do all the right things to get the trust, and turn out to be an asshole. Like, what is the prevention for that?
I think a lot of times when people do things like that, you can feel that. Now, if you decide or you choose to ignore the red flags or ignore the signs that's there, like, hey, this person may be a little manipulative, then you have to, like, it's up to the person. Like, you have to be able to pick up on it.
But isn't everybody a little bit manipulative? I know I am. I'm not gonna sit here and lie.
Yeah,
I know you are, Chris. I absolutely know Markis is. Everybody has manipulation. Yeah.
I'm what?
A manipulator. Everybody has it in them. You're a man.
Because you're a man, you have to be manipulative.
I'm just saying. I'm being an asshole right now. Manipulation is something as simple as I'm gonna post this on my social media because I know it's gonna elicit a response from the other person. That's manipulation.
Oh, okay, all right. Yeah. Okay, well, yeah, all right. I don't do that.
I mean, by definition,
I might just do that for the masses.
Triggers. Those are triggers.
Triggers. Okay, yeah.
We're all manipulators. So my whole thing is, where's the level? It's not being petty.
I call it being. I do it to be petty.
Okay, but it's a manipulation tactic. You're doing something to get somebody else to do something. That's manipulation. So we all have those tactics.
Okay, that's why I just say petty.
Street words, I guess mental health, psychology words, whatever. Manipulation, petty, whatever. You're doing something to get a response. So all of us have it. So would you still use that as a? I can tell you're.
I think it's time. I think it's time. I think like you shouldn't let your guard down as fast.
What does that mean?
I mean, like if you feel like somebody's being manipulative and trying to just get up under your skin, eventually you're gonna know. You know, if a person, they're gonna show their colors. If they're not, just like if somebody's not being their true self, eventually it's gonna come out. I don't know how it's gonna come out. Don't know when it's gonna come out, but sometimes on some things you just gotta have a feel for it and be patient about it. Don't like give your all, or don't start letting walls down till you feel like you comfortable about it. But it's still, I think it's just a time thing. I don't know if you can really know if someone's like really trying to, if they're for real or not. You can look for signs and look for stuff like that, but if you're looking for signs already and things like that, you might well just go ahead and be out of it. And I'm gonna give it a chance, but
When you said look
I
for
just think it's
signs,
probably
like
gonna
what?
take some time. I mean, signs just like if he's like being all nice and stuff like that in the beginning and trying, just being having a good conversation and doing that, but yeah, when you see he's slacking off on it or whatever, then he's not calling like he's supposed to or not, keeping his word on certain things, then those are your signs. Those are what you look for. Those are the things that you look for. Like the inconsistency, or the inconsistency, or not not following through on what they're doing. The not the circling back around, the I'm talking to you every day and not talking to you, things like that. You don't know what may be going on, but still, those are
Well, that's why
things that you look
communication is
at.
so important, right?
Yeah, so I mean, it's just like, if they giving you what you want in the beginning, what you getting in the beginning, then they cut that off, then that gives you some some visuals or some signs or some red flags to look for, to whether to keep going on in this relationship or whether not to give the green light to keep moving. That's my opinion. What do you think? Anybody? Keisha, talk to me.
Y'all got this. No.
No, Keisha, come on. They freaking pulled it out of me, so let's go.
All right.
Now the people need to hear. Now don't do that. What you got to say might be helping somebody.
About you? Say it again now. What I got to say about what?
What you got to say might be helping somebody. Somebody's listening right now, and they need to hear what you got to say.
Ask the question, Markis.
Like it's a sales question.
Michelle, give it to me.
Like what? I mean, what? Like, as far as like, how do you know if somebody's manipulating you when they're trying to get your guard down?
They can't maintain. When they're manipulating, they can't stick with it because it's a lie,
Unless they're good.
They just can't. That's why I said earlier, like, sometimes men, they give you the premium, they pull out the red carpet in the beginning because they want to lock you, they want to get you in there, and then they kind of fall off. That's manipulation. Girl, have you ever been to XYZ? Let's do this, let's do that. I mean, even when it comes, sad to say, some of them may even talk that manipulation till they come down to the bedroom. Oh, and then it's like,
those are the ones.
That's why
if you talking much trash, I know you're garbage.
Undersell,
much trash, I know you're garbage.
Deliver.
Undersell,
over deliver.
Don't talk about it, be about it.
Just say I am trash.
Exactly. Don't even say that.
Say I'm trash. Then get him like, woo! Had the bottom of my foot touching the back of my head.
That's what they say. They say woo like that.
Yeah, and
they say woo like that.
No mind. See, you was about to get me in trouble. But let me follow up to what Keisha was saying. Like I said, I want to help the fellas out and just
go ahead, Chris. I feel it. Go ahead, Chris.
Bar. The women's bar is low. It's in hell. The bar is low. So if you just do the basics, it's almost like the SAT. Just sign your name, you're going to get to 500, 600 points, whatever. So if you just do basic stuff, you're already ahead of the game. Don't try to do more than what you can maintain. And what happens is guys will start off. If you can maintain this, then I would say start off a little bit lower than what you can maintain. And that's still probably above the bar from the women. However, guys go out here and start all the way up here, knowing they can't maintain that. So what happens is they plan these like extravagant restaurants, dates, or maybe an out of town trip and everything. And they can only maintain this for maybe 2 or 3 months before they ain't got the ends for that anymore. So what happens is you got this woman head over heels because you've been whining and dining her for 2 or 3 months, and you've been 5-star restaurants, and now after 2-3 months your ends ain't meeting, and then you like, yo, let's go get a 2 for $20, and then she was like, hold up, what happened to that extravagant seafood or Italian restaurant that we went to? Why we can't go there no more? And you switch up on them. So yeah, you don't do more than what you can maintain. And a lot of guys, they want to just show off and be fancy. You said what?
Not just financially though. Like, I'm not concerned about what you're doing financially. My concern is what you're doing emotionally, what your presence is. Are you there to support me when I'm going through a challenge? Like, I'm looking at the psychological, the spiritual, the emotional aspect, not just the financial. Like, because that can change and somebody's losing their job. So my whole thing is, if that's your foundation, so you bouncing when that person loses their job? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you are actually in there for it, I'm gonna still be with you.
That's going into a whole nother subject.
Oh, sorry. I'll shut up. My bad.
Because that can go a lot of ways. Because somebody, you know what I'm saying? Because if they just there for money, then, you know, what you there for? That's manipulative.
Yeah, well, if you leading with money, then what is the person's? If that's what you leading with, then what the person's supposed to think then?
Lead with who you are.
Really, just be yourself.
Yeah,
right.
Be yourself. Whatever they give, whatever you know what I'm saying, give yourself. Don't try to be who you ain't. You know what I'm saying? Don't assume that you have to change what who you are, just because you think you have to do this to get this, guy or female,
Yeah, because at the end of the day, you're gonna revert back to what you know.
Exactly.
Right. The
and you don't want to be with
out.
somebody, right? And you don't want to be with somebody who doesn't want you for you. Because and you have to be comfortable with the fact that you're not for everybody. Everybody's not gonna like you. Everybody ain't gonna think you're cute or handsome or pretty. Everybody's not gonna. Chris, everybody's not gonna think you're handsome or cute. And you got to be okay with that. Like, I'm not going to freaking push a false narrative to make somebody like me. Like, I like myself enough. If somebody don't like me, then I don't care. I honestly don't care. Like, I hope you get out of the picture soon, real early, so I don't put no more attention into it. Like, if you're not feeling me or liking me, then go away, because you're taking up my time where I can be putting into somebody who is my match. Because what I don't want to do is be dragging somebody behind me. Like, we're either rocking and at the same level together, or leave me alone, or be a bit ahead of me. That's cool too. But I can't drag somebody behind me and make you or hope you want to be with me. I should not want to make or hope anybody wants to be with me. You either want to or you don't. I got too much stuff going on to be concerned about. Did I say the wrong thing?
Who cares?
Exactly.
I think I love myself too much.
That's cool.
No, you can never love yourself too much. It's just who's gonna be able to match it.
You can. If you like what you like, if you don't like it, kick rocks.
Because there's somebody else out there for you. Exactly. I might not be your thing, and that's okay. Like when people talk about my divorce, there's somebody out there better for him, and there's somebody out there better for me, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. And I think if people get to that point in life where they're like, everybody does not have to like you, everybody won't. Right. And it has nothing to do with you. It'll have nothing to do with you.
That's it.
Yeah.
You good?
Is who good?
Just saying.
Chris?
Yeah,
Chris meditating?
Sure. You said on what?
I thought you were meditating. Are you trying to let that sink in? Like, everybody doesn't want a piece of Chris? No, everybody don't. Everybody doesn't want a piece of Markis.
They lying to themselves.
Everybody.
They lying to themselves.
Go ahead, Chris. That's right. Stroke your own ego.
Because ain't nobody else gonna stroke it.
Live your truth.
That's right. That's right.
Chris. I'm out here.
Let Michelle pop your
TCB, taking care of business.
You say now, what's that one? BC?
I said TCB, I'm taking care of business.
Can you just give us a lexicon?
Business. Okay. What's a what? A what? Oh. Come on, man. You use these big words. Like, come on, man. Come on now. Like, I can't even spell that word. Why would I know what it means? What? Give you a what?
All right. Okay.
I can't even Google it because I don't know how to spell it.
Lexicon. Lexicon. Lexi.
This sounds like the Bumblebee child. Where the bee child stay in school? The spelling bee.
Did you say Bumblebee?
I do have an attachment to bees.
The spelling bee child.
That part.
Yeah, but I guess what everybody said on here, I mean, I think this was an extremely helpful episode. I mean, at the end of the day, you got to protect yourself. At the end of the day, self-preservation has to be number one. You looked it up, Chris. What it mean, Chris? Come on. Tell us what it means, Chris.
It means hold on, that makes no sense.
Come on,
the
Chris.
Vocabulary of a person, language, or branch of knowledge. Okay.
It's typically in a book. So all your acronyms and your cliches and whatnot, we can refer back.
Okay. All right. Well.
Wow. Yeah, I just saw the light bulb. I saw the light bulb.
No, because now I want to get off subject, but I am planning because someone told me, it was like, Chris, man, you be saying a lot of stuff, and what you mean by that? And so I do plan on releasing some videos of certain phrases or things that I say so that people know when I'm talking, they know what I'm talking about.
Because everybody cares.
Okay. References.
That's what's up, Chris.
Like on the last episode when I was talking about the fun buns. And then I have other words that I use or categories. So yes, I am going to have the Chris lexicon. Learn a new word today. Thanks, Michelle.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Michelle.
Mushroom moment. Yes. Okay.
Hey, as we wrap up this episode, and I think everybody agreed with the clip, and I felt like, and what Michelle said was self-preservation. That's the key. You know, before you open up to anyone, you know, make sure you got yourself together.
Figuratively and literally.
Yeah, and just let's be careful out there with
some predators.
dating and relationship. People lurking and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Just you know, preserve yourself and watch out for those wolves and things. Anybody else got Keisha, what you got left?
Yeah, that's all I got.
With the people, you good?
I have nothing else left in the tank. That's it.
Gotcha. Chris, you good?
Oh yeah, no, I'll just continue. I mean, we'll just follow up saying like all of the listeners, just like continue to just give us feedback on our episodes. Just let's continue the conversation. So like I said, wherever you listen to us at, or you can email us. You have all our contact information and emails. Just like I said, reach out to us. I know a couple people I've met with and just talked about a few of the episodes and just to get their perspective on things. And so I mean, I'm happy that people are enjoying listening to us. So like I said, I just want to continue the different dialogues that we open up every week.
Michelle, any final words?
I think
we thank everybody for listening, and you can get us on every platform that we got. You know, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. You can reach us at our emails, which is listed. And what else I'm missing?
TikTok, YouTube, Instagram.
Thank you, Chris.
And the website, theLookingGlass.fans.
Gotcha. That part. You want to tell everybody?
Go ahead. Wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
Come on now, Markis. You got to finish it off.
No, you got to do it, Markis.
Yeah, you got to finish it off.
All right, everybody. I'm gonna do me. I just want everybody to take heed. Whatever was said, use it to your knowledge. Be safe. And take care.
Take care, stay safe, be well.
Oh, somebody been studying.
Let me take care.
Somebody been studying. Using new words, studying.
This is everywhere. We good? Cut.
I'm waiting for Keisha to take her note. Okay. All right.
It's terrible.